Welcome to Great GREYS, your one-stop shop to finding winners from the world of greyhound racing. Host David Shortte is joined by Australia's premier greyhound form students, including Harry Buchanan from the Greyhound Insider, Joe Lanuti from Greyhounds HQ, Neil Brown previewing the Sandown action, Sean Matheson looking at South Australian chasing, and Simon Orchard with the latest in
Good morning and welcome along to Great GREYS on this Thursday, the 12th of October 2023. David Shortte with you. Hope you're travelling particularly well. Looking forward to another huge weekend in greyhound racing. Of course, we have got the big night to look forward to there at Wentworth Park on Friday with the $1 million chase. That is, of course, the highlight race, but all around it, spectacular features for the punters to get involved with. And, of course, here locally on Saturday night out there at Cannington, more elite chasing with heats of the All-Star Sprint. Can't wait for that. Races 4, 5 and 6 out there on Saturday night. That's all ahead of us. To help us find a few winners on the way through, it's great to have him back. Harry Buchanan now joins us here on Great GREYS. Welcome to you, Harry.
Yeah, good morning, Shorty. Good morning, listeners. And, yeah, it certainly is very good to be back and happy to be with you today, mate.
Indeed. Well, let's see if we can't find a winner or two for Friday night. Wenny Park, as I just touched on, the feature race of the weekend anywhere. $1 million up for grabs in the $1 million chase final over the 520 metres. Tab Touch Market is up for the feature, and drawn box 1, Cumbria Kid, 34 into 26. J is J in box 2, the Queenslander, $2.65 into $2.60. Postman Pat, $2.20 into $2.15. Our current favourite from box 3. In box 4, Bella Una, 26 and firm. Box 5 has ability, 41 and firm. Box 6, Tinker Norm, the very talented Victorian, $7 and firm. Box number 7, One Hot Bandit, 9 into $8. And Yachi Bale, this was some performance there off the inside last time out, flooding home. It's a $10 chance from box number 8 there. The reserves Magistrate at $7.50 and Tom Keeping at $26. High quality lineup for the $1 million chase there on Friday night. H, how do you see it unfolding?
Yeah, Shorty, it's a ripper final, this one, for the $1 million. And what a thrill for all the connections to be lining up in a race like this, knowing that they're just 30 short seconds away from winning $1 million. Postman Pat, he was good last week. He was really good. Just, he didn't put that second dog away. That was, I know he went 29.58, but sort of in the back of my mind, he really didn't put him to the sword like I thought he would once he took over. In contrast, J gave him a galloping lesson, and he also did go 29.45, which obviously was the quickest qualifier. He did go 5.52 as opposed to Postman Pat's 5.41. Look, you'd think if one of those two lead and they look like they do have it between them, they probably will go all the way. It would be interesting if J got right on Postman Pat's tail. If you're looking out wide, I'd love to see the one dog win for Steve Fitch, Cumbria Kid, and he does have a very lethal record off box 1. And he beat some good dogs in his run-off too, coming from midfield. So the time may not be there, although 84 is more than respectable. He's still a few tenths off these better dogs, but box 1 can do big things in big races. And he's got his draw here. Bella Una in 4. She got a lucky run at the first turn, but I was really impressed with her middle section. She put the foot down up the back and went straight past, remember this. And that dog's got a bit of speed too. It takes a little while to reel her in, but she did it very quickly and very easily. Out wide, I think Has Ability will struggle. Tinker Norm was good. He did come from back, but the time wasn't there, and I think he's going to get back a bit here. One Hot Bandit, I think the start determines his chances. He needs to pick his early split up. He only went 5.63 last week, but he's got a lot of talent. And Yachi Bar, well, you know, he can come from anywhere, can't he? And box 8's probably not his draw, but that doesn't really matter to him. He'll just keep finding the line. Look, I think J will win the race, Shorty. I think he's going to get there either straight onto the arm or possibly behind Postman Pat. But I will be having a look at both the 1 and the 4 on an each-way basis. I just think one of those dogs is going to get the right run at the first turn and land much closer than what they usually would. In saying that, I think there's 7 dogs in this race that could win, and it wouldn't be any great shock.
No, indeed. Yeah, it's a deep race. It's a high-quality race. Can't wait for it there. That's Friday night. 27 minutes past 5. It's a bumper 10-race card. We'll go into it in depth tomorrow afternoon there on the Mail Collection. Was there anything else early that stood out for the punters to watch out for on the 10-race card?
It's a ripper card, Shorty. There's a lot of finals on there tomorrow night. Of course, the Sydney Cup. It is race 6 on the card. I think Zohar Bale will improve a heap there off box 1. He'll land much closer. As I said, the Young Star finals on, the Masters Meteor final, that's a great race. A lot of dogs still racing very well there. I haven't nailed down a few yet. I do think in the consolation in race 7, I think Dundee Smokey out in box 8 in the $1 Million Chase consolation, I think he's going to waltz down the outside and go to the front. And if I was to have an early play, it'd probably be him and Zohar Bale at this stage, but we'll dig into it a bit deeper tomorrow afternoon.
Absolutely. Looking forward to having a chat there. Should be a great program and should be a great addition tomorrow afternoon there of the Mail Collection. We'll be looking to find you all of the winners. Our first race for broadcast this morning here, punters, is of course coming from Kembla Grange. It's at 10:15, some 9 minutes away from now. We've currently got Belyaev, the $2.25 favourite in front of Joey Dior at $2.50, $7.50 for Suter, and then Bambi Bell an $8.50 chance. Harry, Saturday night locally out there at Cannington, heats of the All-Stars, and they live up to their name. We have got a bunch of stars that'll be strutting their stuff out there on a Saturday night, including the dual Group 1 winner, Elite Machine. We get to see the up-and-comer King Tommy take on the more seasoned pros like Momentum and Electrified. Crumble Manelli's back in the West. And, of course, in the first of those heats, Sage Stenil, the Group 1 National Sprint Champion, back here in WA, taking on the likes of Sneaky Peaky, Runaway to Mars, and also West on Booney. 3 cracking races.
This is as good as it gets, Shorty, for the local sprinters in WA. They're all there. Tab touch up with the market, of course, for Saturday night. Sage Stenil in the first run off there at 3:20. If slipping on the mat means that you go around your home track at 3:20, that'll do us, because she just seems to have been not disrespected, but she should be much shorter than this. She's a very, very good dog, and she gets a good map here. So I'm surprised that, she's sort of been disregarded price-wise around that 3:20 mark. In saying that, Sneaky Peaky, he's coming off a very quick trial, back with Steve Withers now. It's going to be a good run off that first heat. Over to the second one, King Tommy, that was outstanding last week. He came from a minute back to the 500 here now. He's going to have to navigate Crumble Manelli, who'll probably go quick here. He's got Electrified out wide, but goodness me, the dog is really in the zone at the moment. He's going to be hard to stop. And then over to the last one, Shorty, Elite Machine, $1.26. They're our kind of odds. We can have 5 units there. He should get the cash. No problems at all. He's got the draw here. He should put him away. Don't worry about last week. He just got held up at the run to the first turn there at the wrong time, and he stuck on okay. But, yeah, he's got a much better map this time. You'd expect him to go to the front and put them away. But there's 3 quality heats here. If the right dogs or the best dogs get through, it's going to be one of the best All-Star finals we've seen in some time.
Gee, has come up trim there. 126 Elite Machine. I thought we'd see sort of 161. Brother. Oh my God, we'll let that one through to the keeper. My God, that's what else have we got there? Now there's 460 into 420. Hinto off box number 1. Clear market danger. A little bit of money. Carla Cat up early, 17 into $15. But I'll be just watching the Star Elite Machine at those prices. But I think the other 2 that you've made a case for there, King Tommy. 275 is definitely a bet that I would entertain, and Sage Stenil 320, as you've alluded to, seems a very good price about a greyhound that, as you've alluded to, there was that slip last start, but prior form had been outstanding, and I think that looks a pretty reasonable quote. And there's some nice bets through the car. They pop a mono each way. He's currently around the $5 mark there in that staying race. He's certainly hitting the line nice and hard in that sort of race. Good card. I think
$10, Shorty, the dog we talked about yesterday. He's double figures in that race. I thought you might have made your way towards him at $10 after that good effort last week.
You can back both, H. You can both back both at those odds, 10 and 5. And, yeah, we made the case yesterday on Coast to Coast with Dusty Deluxe when doing our race review that it was quite a good race. Couchsurfer won the race, but Dusty Deluxe went by Clifton Cruise. If Clifton Cruise was in this race, you'd have thought that it would be the favourite in a race of this style, and you're getting $10 Dusty Deluxe. So, yeah, you're 100% right. That's another really good opportunity for the punters to get on one at a price.
Yeah, absolutely. He was super last week, and you take Clifton Cruise, Couchsurfer out of the race, he wins, and they're not in this, so it's pretty well a similar field bar, those two dogs. And, yeah, as we've just talked about with that Tab Touch quote at $10, he's about $2.50 each way. You probably can't go wrong with a clear run. He should be hitting the front.
Absolutely. All right, let's get your thoughts for Northam later on tonight.
Race 6 will kick it off there, Shorty. Harley Manelli, the markets have just opened, and she's been plummeted into 360 from an open of 420. She's the one dog here that can come off the arm here. Barefoot Wawa will go quick. Shazani's another dog who's very strong, but his first go there, and he does get back. I think she'll land closer than him. She'll be the one to hold out late when a few of these dogs go forward. She was super last week in 74. She can repeat. Over to race 8, Venetian really likes Northam. 14 starts at the track. Rarely misses the podium. 3 wins, 7 placings. Another one with a good draw here. A few of these dogs go very quick, and they all need the arm. Venetian, he does take a little bit to get into it, but he's very strong at the back end. He should hit the line hard there, and he'll go very close if he is close turning. And over to race 9. Really keen on this dog here, Adventure Queen. The only thing he'll get a beat is box 6 here. Take that away. You got her form line reads Honey Keeping, Ruby's Rocket, Daff's Yak, Raven Classified. She's got a very strong form line running through grade 4s, Free For All Company, and now she drops to grade 5, 6 this afternoon. So if she can offset the box, she's the class runner of the race, and you're getting 440 with Tab Touch at the moment. So that'll be the 3 for Northam, Shorty. Race 6, number 3, Harley Manelli. Race 8, number 3, Venetian. And race 9, number 6, Adventure Queen.
Beautiful. 638396, and we've got 3 minutes to go till the first race of the morning there at Kembla. Just giving you a quick market update for this particular event, and here we have got 245 Belyaev, horse number 3, Joey Dior at $2.90, Suitor at $5.9 for Bambi Bell, double figure odds the remainder, and 8 minute 30. Let's round it out with your thoughts for Sandown this evening.
We'll kick it off race 4 in the stayers, Shorty, and number 4, Aston Sunset. 3 starts ago, went around at sale at 100 to 1, 150 to 1. It got beaten 4.5 lengths by Zohar Bale. I think Ailey Bale was also in that race. It was a very, very strong staying event at 640. Stuck on well. As I said, only beaten 4.5 lengths. Can run top 2 here. Its run behind My Catalina wasn't that bad. It just got back a little bit too far. It'll get much closer here. We'll kick it off there. I think it's a really good price. Race 5, number 3, Shimmer Deb. The kennel mate and favourite has come out now. She's very strong. She's got a big middle section, big motor. If she's close, this field will struggle to hold her off. And then we'll round it out. Race 8, number 3, Professor Snitch. Very, very good dog. Well, Baby JC will go quick, but I've got no doubts if Professor Snitch gets right on her tail, she can run her down. Great track and trip form and great overall strike rate. 10 wins from 18 starts. She's well boxed and she'll be hard to stop. Race 4, number 4. Race 5, number 3. And race 8, number 3 at Sandown this evening. Shorty.
Magnificent work, H. Great to have you back on deck. We'll hear from you again tomorrow morning on the Sports Daily with Digby and Tim. And then, of course, tomorrow afternoon we'll team up for the mail collection. That'll be dropping from 4:30 Western Standard Time across all networks. All the very best to you, H. Great catching up, mate. Many winners tonight.
Talk soon, Shorty. Thanks, mate.
You're listening to Great Greys on Tab Radio.
Well, it's now 16 minutes after 10. It's time to catch up with Jaycin Campbell, find out his best bets for the Thursday night of Chasing Upcoming. G'day, Jace. How do we find you today?
Yeah, very well, Shorty. Got a massive week of racing in both codes. $1 million chase night tomorrow night, which is very exciting here in New South Wales. I'll be heading down trackside, hopefully back a few winners.
Indeed. And, of course, Everest weekend. Do you get trackside to the horses as well, Jace?
Yeah, no, I'll be at Everest too. So it's got to be a very, very difficult weekend. I can't wait for Sunday morning, to be honest with you, Shorty. Glad I don't have it Sunday.
Oh, enjoy the moment while it's there, Jace. You're the envy of many of us across here on the West Coast. It's a very, very special weekend of racing, both for greyhound racing as well as the thoroughbreds there. Everest weekend, they've really built this up beautifully, the racing codes in recent years, and it's going to be a spectacular weekend. Good luck finding plenty of winners. Let's see if we can't build a bit of a bank heading into the weekend. We'll head to your favourite venue up there at Albion Park. Where can we find a few winners tonight?
Yeah, we're going to kick off in the first race, playing a shorty here, my type of odds. Race 1, number 1, Pringle Tiger. Very young race dog here by Bago Bye-Bye out of Javens. Majority of this litter look like they want 600 or 700 in time. Javens herself being a bitch that got over a bit of ground. However, this dog, out of all the dogs in the litter, has a little bit more box speed, and that was shown on debut when he won by 14 lengths over the 520 at Ipswich. Run 30 and 46 on that occasion, just a tick outside best of night. Since coming to Albion Park, he's drawn really wide on both occasions in 7 and 8, and he hasn't had a great deal of luck. Drawn the cherry tonight, has absolutely no excuses, will be best suited to this small field. And if he finds the arm, he could definitely run around that 30 dead, 29.90 mark. And if you're doing that in a novice company, you should be winning 9 times out of 10. It was just a couple of weeks ago when I tipped one that ran 29.90 and bumped into a dog that went 29.80. So hopefully that does not happen tonight, Shorty. Pringle Tiger, best of the night.
Like it, getting it early. Race 1, number 1, Pringle Tiger. On to the second of your plays.
Yeah, race 3, another odds Oni, maybe multi the 2 up here. Number 5, Double Up Bill. Faces a similar field to what he faced last week. Run second to Hostile Assassin, who run a ridiculously fast time around that 29.60 mark. That runner is odds on, I think, the race after this one. Little Critter, the second favourite here, versed Double Up Bill in that race. He beat Little Critter by 2.8 lengths. Little Critter drawn 4, perfect. She is a good little lid pinger. She does cut towards the rails. Should give Bill the space he needs to show that blistering turn of speed that he has shown. And he's in really terrific form, Shorty. He's won 4 of his last 6, and he's won 12 from 18 overall. So you just know what he's got to do, and he's a very consistent greyhound.
Like it. Race 3, number 5, Double Up Bill is a canine that has won 12 of 18 overall from the very talented Cindy Elson kennel, and looks very well placed this evening. Race 3, number 5, Double Up Bill, the third of your plays this evening there at Albion Park.
Yeah, heading to race 6 now, playing a little bit more value here. No, not trying to disrespect the favourite here, Bat Sign. It's just the type of dog where he has won his last 2, and he hasn't lit the clock up in either of them. He is capable of running 29.70 as he's shown earlier in July. But I just think $1.50 is a little bit skinny. I don't think there's much value there. Happy to play Amendola here, who steps back to the 520. Has had a slight freshen up after a few failed efforts in free-for-all company over the 7-10 metres. Unfortunately for Amendola, she bumped into Val Policello, who goes around tomorrow in the Group 1 Sydney Cup. So I think this might be a little bit of a drop in class. Obviously has to do it back at this distance, but has shown in the past she's very capable of switching distances. And she has had 11 starts over this track and trip for 3 wins, 4 placings with a PB of around that 29.90 mark. So I think box 2 should suit. If she can just find a nice on that first turn, hopefully third, fourth, the rail should be very strong in the finish. That's Amendola, race 6, number 2 at Albion Park.
At the each way odds there, race 6, number 2, Amendola, back to the 520 off a nice run there. Going back a few starts ago over 600, should be nice and strong to the line there, and you would expect in good hands with the Prince, Tommy Zavalis, for Amendola to run a good race. So 3 plays tonight for Jace. Race 1, number 1, Pringle Tiger. Race 3, number 5, Double Up Bill. Might be a nice all-up play, that one. And then the each way with race 6, number 2, Amendola. We head around the grounds, Dapto and Angle Park tonight.
Yeah, head to Dapto first. Happy to play in the middle distance series here, 4th and 5th grade over the 600 metres. Playing a 3 here, Lochinvar Pearl, currently second favourite here with WA Tab around that $4 mark. She looks to be a stayer. I think she's maybe not a stayer, but she definitely wants a bit more ground. Her last 2 runs over the 600 at Dapto, more in particular, I'm backing her off her first run where she bumped into leg speed. She was only beaten 2 lengths by this runner. He is the favourite in this race. However, he is a very tardy dog at box rise. You don't necessarily want to be that over any distance, let alone the 600 on a bend start at Dapto. I think Lochinvar Pearl here can find a very forward position. She just got caught up in the ruck last week from box 4. Ferocious Amigo in box 2. He has shown speed over the shorter distances, but since stepping up to the 600, for whatever reason, he's shown none of it. However, if he does go back to previous form, she should get a nice cut into the race. If he doesn't, then she'll just cross him and get the lead all to herself here. I think she is a dog we can follow into the future, and I think just considering race map, race shape, I think she should be a lot tighter in the market than leg speed.
$4.20 there, a Lochinvar Pearl for the King Kennel. Was solid too. Back that effort behind League Speed, beaten less than 2 lengths, and then Rampani defeated both of them last week. It was due to go round in this race off box 1, but has been scratched. So Lochinvar Pearl, bit of value there around the $4.20 mark for Jace tonight at Dapto, race 5, number 3, and rounding it out at Angle Park tonight.
Yeah, playing in the second race here, you've got to play the Fairy Floss runner, Rico Nismo. This runner is a very, very strong. She is a very strong bitch out of hard style, Rico. I think she needs box 8. She's only had the one start from it, and she had run third, beaten by Who Knows Darren, who is the favourite in this race. But that was over the 400 at Gawler. She looks like a potential 600-metre dog of the future. She does like to use the track a little bit. She isn't the quickest beginner. Who Knows Darren, Bad Guy, Boris, both have a lot of box speed. I hope they can just sort of cut at each other. And if she can lob third, she's very strong. Watch her late. Not sure if she can beat Who Knows Darren, but just at the prices, if something goes wrong with him, he needs to lead and get his own way to win. And if he doesn't, this bitch will be running right over the top, maybe more from a 1x3 on the... I don't think... The 1 and the 4 pretty much both need to lead to show their best, and neither of them can both lead. So I think Rico Nismo at worst finishes second here.
All right, so nice top 2 play. $1.80 the place at the moment to run top 2. Rico Nismo to be really strong the back half of this race. Hit the line hard, and if the other 2 happen to chop up each other a little bit, it could be a Rico that's all over the top of them late. So in recap, Jace tonight, 1-1. 3-5 and 6-2 there at Albion Park, Dapto 5-3 and Angle Park race 2, number 8. Jace, really appreciate your time as always with us this morning here on Great Greys. All the very best for a wonderful weekend of chasing upcoming. Have a great night there for the $1 Million Chase evening at Wentworth Park, and then all the very best for Everest Day as well.
Thanks, Shorty. Go Amelia's Gill.
There we have it. Yes, another convert, punters. That is just the cut through that the very talented girl Amelia's Jewel is getting. Everybody Australia-wide getting right behind Amelia's Jewel and Simon Miller, along with Peter Walsh and the connections. Exciting times ahead for Amelia's Jewel, of course, as she heads to Caulfield for what will be an absolutely spectacular day of racing. We have to wait till late with Amelia's Jewel. She goes around in the Group 1 Toorak over the mile. Currently a $2.20 chance there on Saturday in the last at Caulfield. One man I'm sure that will be soaking up all of that great racing action as we get towards the Cox Plate, Caulfield Cup, Melbourne Cup. He loves all of his racing, and of course he is the Hall of Famer in Neil Brown. He joins us on this Thursday morning. Welcome to you, Neil.
Good morning, David. Yes, plenty happening here in the state of Victoria. We've got some greyhound racing unfolding and warming up. Bendigo Cup tomorrow night looks a crackerjack field, doesn't it? African Zulu probably the favourite and hard to beat. But yeah, we've got a solid card tonight. Not an easy card, David, as we've been presented with Sandown over a few weeks now.
Absolutely, but you've been clever enough to help us find some quaddies and a best bet or two on the way through. Neil, I'm sure you'll do the same tonight. What are we doing early there tonight?
Well, in the early quad tonight, we've got a grade 7 to kick us off over the 5:15. The Blues come out, did have it in my selection, so just going to take the 3 of them now. Mortality looks the one to beat, 2 on top to beat 6 and 8. Going to the second here, Mr. Kiora looks the one to beat here in this second leg for the grade 6s over the 5:15. I made it 3, 8, 2 and 1. In the third there tonight, third leg of the early quad, I thought number 2, Big Bang Buster, looked the one to beat, but it's an open race, 2, 1, 5, 3 for me. And I do like, pretty keen about in the distance, small field here of 6, an Osprey Diva looks the one to beat. Going to take 5 and 8 in the quaddie, but yeah, a bit keen about in race number 4 over the 7:15, our distance race tonight for the grade 5s on top. Osprey Diva. Going to the main quad tonight, race number 5. We've got a grade 5 over the 5.15. Pretty competitive race. I did have Shimmer Stella in my selections. Would come out this morning, that greyhound, so I'm back to 8.73. Got Cosmic Sin on top. Comes out okay. There's not a lot of early box speed in this race. And led for a long way from box number 7, picked up on the line. So I think it's got a chance to break through. I think it's been racing in maybe a little bit higher grade than these. So Cosmic Sin on top to beat Fibularis, also consistent. It is drawn out there on the track wide, but I think it's got a chance in this open field. And Shimmer Deb came from last and won here in a grade 6 a couple of starts ago. So we're going to tip 8, 7 and 3 in the first leg of the quaddie. Race number 6 here, very open race, I thought, here for the 4th and 5th graders. 5.15, pretty even lot. I'm going to make it 5, 8, 6 and 2. I think they've all got chances. Exalted on top for me. Good beginner, racing well. 3 country wins before missing the start at Bendigo in the heat of the Cup. Emron Dan, well, he looked a certainly beaten last week, but his box manners aren't great. He doesn't come out very consistently, and so he's always having to do plenty of work to get into the race. But he is a class performer, and I think he's a chance again. Just that wide alley tonight. 6 Flying Zulu, unbeaten in 3 starts, but he's up in grade, so we've just got to see, I think, how it goes. And I think there's a chance for the dog drawn on the inside, and Deadless Dingle. Solid effort last week and a good draw tonight. So that's the second leg. Race number 7 tonight, the third leg of the quaddie here for the grade 5s over the 5.15. I made it 2, 1 and 4. Got 2 Xyloid de Bale on top. No really pace either side of the greyhound, so I think you can probably find a good position and should be able to lead. Smart Meadows win last start. Heffernan Bale got box number 1. Could get a trail in a reasonable position from that draw, so gives the greyhound a chance. Has had 3 wins on the track, and 4 Casino Don hasn't been far away in his last couple here in the meadow, so I'll give him a chance tonight. 2, 1, 4. Race
Brownie, we'll just put a pause on things. They're moving in nicely here for the first at Kyneton. We'll throw back to Maddie for a quick market update. When we return, we'll get the last leg of the quaddie for tonight there at Sandown with Neil and his best bets.
This is your home of the greyhound good oil, Great Greys.
Well, it's now 27 minutes away from 11 o'clock. We're catching up with Neil Brown, having a look at the program tonight at Sandown. We're up to the final leg of his quaddie. He had leg 1, 3, 7, 8. Leg 2, 2, 5, 6 and 8. Leg 3, 1, 2 and 4. Who are we coming home with tonight there, Neil?
Yeah, she looks hard to beat, Baby JC. Certainly needed the run last time here when was run past by Professor Snitch, but proved that when she went to the Meadows was outstanding free-for-all win there in 29.80, best of the night. She really gets beat off the red. She's had 4 starts for 3 wins and a second, and I think she'll be hard to beat. I bet as much as 280 yesterday, but she's cramped right in now. She's around the 210, 215 mark. I think she'll win. Professor Snitch, she's a high-quality bitch. She went well from the 8 here when she won on September 28, 29.31. She high-class galloper. And I thought of kind of Jack, he races well here at Sandown. He's won 6 on the track, and he's got a reasonably good draw there in box number 2 to run a fancy race. But I think she'll be hard to beat, Baby JC. She's a real class runner here, a greyhound that's won nearly 500,000 in stake money. I made her the best bet, David. Thought I might be getting better than the 215, 210. And I think the other one that can win, as I mentioned when we're doing the early quad, race 4, number 1, Osprey Diva, with about 250 there for the greyhound over the distance of 7.15. So a couple of reds tonight, David, in races 8 and 4.
Beautiful. We'll cheer home the Cherry Bombers tonight. They're race 4, number 1, Osprey Diva, race 8, number 1, Baby JC. Neil, really appreciate your time this morning here on Great Greys. Have a cracking weekend. Look forward to our chat again next week.
Good on you, David. Talk to you then, mate.
Welcome back to Great Greys on this Thursday morning, 21 minutes away from 11 o'clock, as we touched on a huge night of chasing there at Angle Park last Friday night. Transponder for Jason Thompson, just clinging on to hold out Big Energy and Mapunga Smoky. I'm sure there was a big crowd on course and lots of excitement. Sean Matheson now to tell us a little more about it. Welcome to you, Sean, and congratulations. Looked like a sensational Group 1 Adelaide Cup night.
Yeah, hi David. Great to be with you again on this Thursday. Yeah, a wonderful night racing last Friday night at Angle Park. So Transponder got the job done, was able to boot up and lead, and then from there just held on from Big Energy. A really stirring finish. We had a really good crowd on course. The weather helped us out on the night. Plenty of activities and just another wonderful edition of the Group 1 Adelaide Cup. It was the Thompsons, I think, 5th overall, with Jason winning 4 and Sona the other one. So they've been strong supporters of SA Racing for a long period of time, and they definitely reap the rewards when they come across the border. But yeah, a wonderful night, and our only Group 1 of the whole year. So pretty proud about the way it all came about.
Excellent. Glad to hear that it all did go well. Now, what about the golden ticket winner, Scalacci? Of course, had the week off while it was all happening. The awkward draw brought him undone in the end?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it would have been hard for Tauji to work out what to do with Scalacci because he was racing so consistently on a weekly basis. But I think he felt he needed to give the dog a bit of a break somewhere. And so he probably felt going through the match race series, he could then have a break leading into the Adelaide Cup because he's already guaranteed a run, rather than having the break, then going to the Adelaide Cup heat, taking your chance you get through, and then being ready for the final. But, David, it's greyhound racing. I mean, he's been absolutely electric through the whole series, and he's been the real standout for Mind. But, yeah, box 5, once you don't begin in a Group 1 final, doesn't matter how good you are, you're going to run into trouble. And it's come undone for probably the race favourite the last couple of years with Aston Rupee and also Wow She's Fast. If you miss it just a slight little bit at this level, David, they don't give you a break. And he unfortunately, his purple patch of form came to an end, but I'm sure he's going to have a wonderful time in the next 6 to 12 months. And I'm sure there's a big race around the corner for him.
No doubt about that. Let's get your thoughts for tonight. Angle Park chasing, where are we having a bet?
So we've got 3 best bets tonight. So we'll go to race 3, number 2, Magical Mystique for Bosco Stamenkovic. Does on paper look a 2-dog race. Magical Mystique out of box 2 and Buzz the Hustler out of box 1. And probably, 6 weeks ago, you'd probably be going with Buzz the Hustler, but Magical Mystique, her last 2 performances have been really, really strong. I think she'll be able to land in front of Buzz the Hustler. And from there, I think at around the $2.40 on the second line of betting, I think she can be too strong. A really good winner last start in 30.61. That's quick enough to win this race. So I think it's a 2-dog race, but I think she'll be in front of Buzz the Hustler and be too strong at the end of the race.
Race 3, number 2, Magical Mystique. On to the second play.
Second of the plays is in race 6, and it's number 8, Springvale Max. Now, Springvale Max, from box 8, probably not his preferred side of the track. He's definitely a dog who does love to get to the rails and runs home strongly, but this is only a 6-dog field. He showed last week that he was getting back to somewhere near his best. He ran a strong second behind Springvale Roxy on Cup night. His personal time was 30.75. I just think he's going to get a really nice run across with the favourite here, number 7, Manipulation, who does look as if he wants to carve across hard. And I think Springvale Max will get a nice run across, find the rails early, and he is the strongest dog run home of all of them in the race. So I just think he gets himself into the race really well. At the $4.60, I think that's a really good price for him.
I like it. Race 6, number 8, Springvale Max at the good quote, $4.60 and $2.20. And the third of the plays?
Third of the plays comes up in race 11, and it's number 5, Zoe Rose. She, again, last week on Cup night, she ran a really strong third and getting home strongly behind Who Knows Darren from midfield. She's going to be a little bit out the back here as well. But this race is early doors. It's all pace early. So I just think with her from box 5, she'll just be able to slot across to the rails, just get into her rhythm down the back straight. And some of these dogs don't really like to be hard on the rails. I just think the run's going to come for her late in the piece. She's at $4.20. It's a bit of a wide open race, but I wouldn't be too concerned if she's last at the winning post. I just think she'll be first the next time around.
Fair enough. Zoe Rose to be all over the top late, sneak down onto that fence and smash the line late. Race 3, number 2, Magical Mystique. Race 6, number 8, Springvale Max. Race 11, number 5, Zoe Rose. The plays for Sean tonight at Angle Park. We've got Murray Bridge chasing Friday, Angle Park Saturday, and Gawler Sunday. Who are we teaming up with for those meetings?
Okay, so a lot of racing. So Murray Bridge tomorrow. I like race 8, number 8, Bronze Titan for Jane McNichol. Shooting for 3 wins in a row, has won 2 of 4 starts from box 8, and I think the big Murray Bridge track does suit this greyhound. It's over the 395, but I just think that he'll be able to work into the race really well. His last performance at, 2 runs ago at Gawler, running 22.57, that's very fast at Gawler, and then won a nice race down the straight track over 350. I just think out wide there, he'll just be just building momentum really well and should be hitting up near the lead off the back straight and be a bit too strong for them. And then we'll go to Angle Park on Saturday morning. Again, this is our time-graded meeting, David, so a bit of a wide-open meeting, but I do like race 8, number 4, Montana Lace on an each-way basis. Now, she has been good to us before. She's won at double-figure odds at Angle Park on a Thursday night when it was a heat to a final, and this is a similar type of race on the Saturday. I just think you've got to trust that she'll begin a little bit better than normal, and she is very strong at the end. She will definitely be big odds, but I think she can definitely run in the top 3. So she's at an each-way place on Saturday morning, race 8, number 4. And then we'll go to Gawler on Sunday. I like race 5, number 6, Mishka Molly for Brenda Oakey. She won a maiden in 22.94. She went to grade 6 company last start. It was a nice second. I just think she just lands on speed here, and she does look as if she's got a really good run home. So I do like her at Gawler on Sunday.
Beautifully done. So we've got Murray Bridge 8, Bronze Titan, Angle Park Saturday morning, race 8, number 4, at odds, Montana Lace, and rounding it out, Gawler on Sunday, race 5, number 6, Mishka Molly. Sean, really appreciate you taking the time out of your morning to join us here on Great Greys. All the very best for the night of chasing upcoming there at Angle Park. We'll chat next week.
Terrific, David. Yep, we'll talk then.
Good man, Sean Matheson joining us. And, of course, still to come on the program, Simon Orchard and the Shane Train Williams. And we will be heading across shortly for our next race for broadcast. It is at Kembla Grange. It's only some 2 minutes away now. Punters are fronting up into a very warm favourite in the form of Zondi. Horse number 1, 175. What about this? Into $1.28. They have absolutely truckloaded this at the shorts. 10 into 9 for Worth Avenue. And nothing else backed, everything else on the drift. All the money for Zondi to get the job done. A hot favourite at $1.28 on the fix for race number 2 there at Kembla Grange. Matty?
You are tuned into Shorty and the team on Great Greys.
And unfortunately, we're not able to get through to Simon Orchard. He has got 3 tips for today. Casino race 5, number 1, Magic Secret. Gunnedah, race 9, number 1, Carinya Trombone. And tonight at Dapto, race 8, number 6, Nangar Archie. So Casino, 5-1 Magic Secret, Gunnedah, 9-1 Carinya Trombone, and Dapto, race 8, number 6, Nangar Archie. The thoughts for Simon Orchard, of course, you can follow him right throughout the course of the $1 Million Chase Night there. Head to thedogs.com.au for more coverage of the $1 Million Chase Night there for Friday night. All the very best to Simon and the team there from thedogs.com.au for the $1 Million Chase Night on Friday night. Those tips there for later on today if you're looking to have a punt there. Let's catch up now with the Shane Train Williams to round out Great Greys on this Thursday morning. Welcome to your train and congratulations there. Yesterday you had to wait until late at Northern, both within the race and the race meeting, but it was worth the wait with Keshi Boom arriving all over the top of them in the last there yesterday at Northern.
Yeah, good morning, Shorty. Good morning, listeners. Certainly left it too late, Shorty, but there was a few disappointed other co-owners there, Shorty. They had brought their pen and paper and notepad, and you weren't there to give their autograph, mate.
I'm sure there'll be other opportunities, Train. Make no mistake about that. And you can certainly pass on my details. I don't have too many of them out there in the marketplace, but they won't be far away from being looked after, I'm sure. But yeah, big result, and of course you can look forward to Saturday as well. Colossal. Of course, you've got a big team of thoroughbreds that you're involved with at the moment, with Grant and Alana Williams, and Colossal's the next to them goes round there on Saturday. Looks to be a super chance as well.
Yeah, last race Pike. Hopefully strike again there, Shorty, on Saturday. Pulled up really well since his last start win, and a big field, and he's drawn a good gate. So yeah, hopefully for a bit of luck, Shorty, we get that luck can continue.
Definitely great to see Keshi Boone back. She looks to be in for a very nice preparation, which is wonderful to see. Let's see if we can't find a few winners for the listeners. Headed up to Northam tonight. Who should we be having a flutter on?
Yeah, going to kick it off race 7, Shorty, number 2, Moment in Bondi. Look, this dog just loves the Northern 297-metre trip there. It's got really good early speed. It's drawn down near the rails. I think it can take control early and be hard to beat there. Moment in Bondi for that Ben McLean team. So we keep saying, Shorty, he keeps getting winner after winner. Then we'll move over to race 10, number 4, dog owned by the Wiz here, Jason Lincoln, a good friend of ours, and his lovely wife. First up for Glen Curry. He's got some really good Gardens wins, Shorty, and I know the dog's had a nice, good trial up there, so I'm not sure what prices. I haven't seen any prices, but yeah, I think it's going to be one to watch first up, that's for sure. Race 10, number 4, China Panda.
I like it. Race 10, number 4, China Panda, and currently a $4.60 chance on the fixed odds, so good value available about China Panda. Good luck to the Wiz with it this afternoon or into the evening. That's 8:57 tonight. They're the lucky last at Northam. On to Cannington Friday night. A couple of plays here for the punters.
Yeah, Kennington Friday night, Shorty. Going to kick off race 3, number 2, Kenya Refine. Dog trained by Lewis Clay. He goes 2-3 runs back at broke to 22. I think that'll be good enough to win this race. Drawn down near the rail where it wants to be. Think very hard to beat, Shorty. Lewis Clay and Friday night, they got a lot in common. They normally get a few winners together. So race 3, number 2, Kenya Refine. And then we'll go over to race 11, number 6, Hara Skipper. This dog's stepping up to 600 metres. This time in, and yeah, it does look very hard to beat. You go back 29.7 over the 500, beating a handy lineup, Shorty. I think, yeah, it meets a reasonably easy field here for Hara Skipper. Just got to get the start right and stay out of trouble, and it'll be very hard to beat. So 3, 2, and 11, 6 on Friday night.
3, 2, 11, 6 Friday night. Then we move on to headquarters on Saturday night out there at Cannington. This is a superb night of chasing, highlighted by 3 heats of the All-Stars Sprint.
Yeah, good, very good card there, Shorty. 3 heats. We normally sort of get 2 heats of 7, but yeah, so 3 heats this time around, which is really good to see. They're pretty open, and there's a lot of good chances, and yeah, just a lot of good dogs as well, Shorty. It just goes to show the calibre of dogs we have in the state at the moment. You know, it's good to see. But I'll kick my plays off in race 9, number 4, dog trained by Paul Stewart, Bag Naya. A lot of money for this dog last week, Shorty. It was first up from a little break, and it was very, very well supported. So that tells me that it's trialling very well in public, and had no luck last week, so I'll give it another go. Race 9, number 4, Bagnaya. And then we'll go to the lucky last, Shorty, race 12, number 6, Grass Patch. If you look at this dog's form, Shorty, it's 7-8-8. It doesn't read really well, which means we should get a bit of a price, but you go back through its form, it is a winner at the track in 21.59, if you don't mind, punters, and that was from a wide draw as well. So the Dale Smith team is going really well. It's only got a couple of dogs, and I think it'll be very hard to beat, Shorty, and we should get a price off its form. What do you reckon?
I reckon that it's a straight-out bet for me. This is a dog that tends to be all duck or no dinner, and when it gets it right, it runs time, finds the top and runs really quick. When it doesn't, it tends to finish towards the back. So I'd just be having a straight-out spec bet on it. If it gets its start correct, it's won 6 of 14. It bats up at nearly 50%, and a lot of those 6 wins would have been in either best of night or very close to a dog with a big engine when it gets it right. So, yeah, I think that's absolutely worth a spec play there in the last on Saturday night, Trent.
Yeah, totally agree, Shorty. Totally agree. It's we know the 380 can be a bit tricky start on the bend. You've got to get the start right, but yeah, it's had a little freshen up, and yeah, I just know this litter. It's the Beach Ridge litter. They're all very fast dogs, so get the start right and get the job done for us in the last.
Like it, there rounds it out, race 12, number 6, Grass Patch. You don't have anything from the kennel for the punters over the next few days?
Oh, I think we're in hard races, Shorty, this weekend, and got some pretty ordinary draws. The old boy Rip and Tomahawk's going superb, but box 8's probably going to be a little bit hard for him out there. And Nengar Chief, he didn't pull up great after last week, Shorty, so he's off the scene for probably a month or so. We would like to have him in the heats this week, but yeah, he's fought up a bit sore next week. But 87 winners this season, Shorty. We're knocking down the door for 100. We've got 13 to go. I'm not sure if we're going to get there or not, but it's been another good year, and the credit goes to the team and all the work they put in at home, Shorty.
You've got very good support, there's no doubt about that, and I think I'd be backing you in. If there was a market up, I'd be taking the short odds that you'll get there. You've still got 10 weeks, and I reckon you'll knock it over pretty comfortably, train between now and the end of the year. So good luck to you in the chase of the 100 for yet another season. It's been another wonderful year for your team. Appreciate your time as always, Shane. Good luck with Colossal there on Saturday out at opening day for Ascot. That promises to be a sensational afternoon of racing, as well as your kennel runners over the next few days. Go get them.
Thank you, great man. Have a good weekend, punters.
There we have it, the Shane Train Williams to round out the program today. A few plays tonight at Northern. Race 1, number 4, Penny in Pocket. Race 4, number 1, Opal Magic. Got a great record off the inside draw. 1 and 6, Quinella looks a good play there. Race 5, number 7, Tahiti Dreams. It was excellent last week. Should be hard to beat again. Race 8, number 7, each way, Alden Manelli. And that will do us for a big night of chasing there at Northern. Matty, to yourself and everybody tuned in, thanks as always for your company. We'll be back tomorrow morning between 9 and 10 o'clock for Chasing Winners. Until then, many winners to everybody tuned in to TAB Radio. Have a ripper Thursday.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelpline.org.au.